Probably the wildest story that I've ever had happen to me in the entire time I was in the military. It's the most bizarre thing. Like I don't know a way to describe it as other than just to tell you what happened and let you form your own conclusions. So I'll tell this story just because it's so bizarre. I feel like it needs to be told. And I'm going to go ahead and tell it. So to give some backdrop, so I deployed, several times to Afghanistan, once to Iraq, but my first Afghan deployment, I was a Route Clearance Platoon Leader, which is where you go on missions, removing explosives and bombs and things like that from the roads, so convoys can get through there. So as a platoon leader, I had like 40 soldiers that worked for me, that reported to me, and we would go on these missions. Um, so it there came a new rule about where every mission we went on, we had to partner with the Afghans. So they weren't on the same base we were, but they had these little outposts that were all over the place. You'd see them along the road. They were supposed to be protecting the road. So basically, when we left our base, we would stop at the first Afghan base there, do a link up with them, and then have them go on a mission with us, and we would complete our mission that way. And that was a requirement for us. It was kind of a newer requirement, but it's something we started to do. Um, let me give you actually a little bit more background on Afghanistan in general, to help this story maybe make a little bit more sense. This is well documented, and I'm not trying to be pejorative about the country there, the people there, but it's kind of essential for understanding kind of the environment that you're in. So Afghanistan is a very strict Islamic country, very strict religious country. But one of the many paradoxes of that country is, despite that, um, drug use and drug abuse is very common. They grow lots of opium, or at least at the time they did, their opium poppies, which are precursors for heroin. You see hashish everywhere, marijuana. They smoke it. They get high before they go on missions with us. It was a common thing. So, in addition to the drug use, also homosexuality and pedophilia are also parts that are ingrained parts of the culture. This isn't my opinion. This is well documented from other people who have been out over there, and I feel like it's important to understand the story. So one of these missions, go out on base on our normal mission. We go to the first Afghan outpost along our route. I hop out with my interpreter. We've done this before, so it wasn't really a big deal. And I'm just walking up to the gate with my interpreter, and we're going to link up with our commander and get a vehicle that's going to go with us on our patrol on our mission. So I'm there. There's nobody at the gate. There's somebody in the guard shack that's like yelling for somebody. They're motioning for somebody. And when I say guard shack, like the tower on the wall there, um, it's taking a while for anyone to show up. There's like nobody there except the people in the towers. I'm staying there with my interpreter trying to figure out what's going on. Then all of a sudden, I see this Afghan commander walking up with this guy in civilian clothes, and it's like they're like adjusting themselves like they did not have clothes on or something like that. Like they were doing something to each other. I don't want to speculate, but it was definitely some kind of your jokes about like man love Thursday or whatever. It was something like that. And they come walking up to us. It was very odd. Like I see the guy like tightening his belt, walking towards me. I'm standing there with my interpreter at the gate of this base. The guy in civilian clothes walks up front, in front of the Afghan commander, who's hanging a little ways back. As he goes up, he reaches to grab my crotch as I'm standing there outside the base. I immediately shove him back like that with rifle. I pointed at this guy. It was like a reflex I didn't even think about. It was the most bizarre thing. Like I'm pretty high strung at this moment. People are trying to kill me, blow me up every day. I point the rifle at this guy after he went to grab me like that. And then I shoved him back, and he was against this Hesco wall at the outside of this base. As soon as that happened, like as I'm looking down the rifle, this guy starts giggling uncontrollably. It's like you could tell immediately he was just high out of his mind, and just is giggling uncontrollably. That's not a normal response if someone's pointing a rifle at you. So I look out of the corner of my eye, and I see the Afghan commander, and the look on his face, he like immediately panicked, And as he immediately panicked, he reached back and slapped, full five finger slap, slapped my interpreter in the face as hard as he could. So at that point, I'm trying to point my rifle over at that guy and keep him back off of my interpreter. My interpreter is trying to kill this guy. I'm trying to grab the back of my interpreter's vest to keep him from fighting with this commander. I'm yelling at my interpreter to tell him, "Hey, anything he does to you is like he's doing it to me. He's talking through me." The other guy is still giggling uncontrollably. The Afghan commander is like, I don't know, in a rage, like he wants to kill my interpreter. I'm trying to keep him back with rifle. We're right outside the gate. These are people we're supposed to be working with, going on a mission with. I catch out of the corner of my eye the guard tower up on the wall. All of a sudden, now this machine gun at this Afghan army base is pointed at me. Like I'm there. Like, is he getting ready to shoot me or what? I don't know. I immediately call up on my radio. I had my little hand mic at the time, and I call back to my gunner on my truck, and I'm like, "Hey, if you hear any rounds go off, if you hear any gunshots in this place, light this place up." The gunner on my truck, and that's not a normal thing to say either, but I couldn't really explain it in short amount of time. And he just comes back and says, "Sir, what is going on over there?" And I just responded with, I have no idea. So, lots of shoving, pushing back and forth, shouting back and forth. I quickly realized this is not going to work. We're not going to be able to go on anything here. We need to like avoid getting in a shootout with the Afghan army here at the base. So I grabbed my interpreter like by the scruff of his neck, not scruff of his neck, but like the back of his vest right behind his neck. He's still shouting at their commander, wanting to fight, wanting to fight, and I keep my rifle pointed at that guy, whoever he was, the Afghan commander, and then I start walking slowly backwards. I walk slowly backwards all the way to my patrol in like basically a Mexican standoff. Like this machine gun in this guard tower is pointed down at me. I'm pointed at their commander, walking backwards with my interpreter. I get back to my truck. And they're like, "Sir, what happened over there?" And I kind of tried to explain the whole thing. And I'm like, "We're not stopping there again." So we load back up, and like it was just me and my interpreter. It was a pretty high stress situation. We went to the next Afghan army post down the road. I took a couple more people with me when I went to link up. And then, they walked out and went on a normal mission with us like there was no concern at all. There was no problem, no issue, and nothing else happened on that mission. Afterwards, I put everything that I just explained here to you guys in my post mission report that it almost ended in a shootout with the Afghan army. And all I got was, shoulder shrug. That's the way the Afghans are. Yeah, kind of indifference. It was kind of wild that I was that close to being in a shootout like that, and that it was just met with full on indifference. But I guess that's kind of the way it went in general. Um, but yeah, luckily nothing bad happened with that. And anytime I did link ups after that, I didn't go to that specific outpost again. I stopped at other ones and then made sure to bring additional people with me, in case something really bad would happen. But luckily, nothing happened, and it was pretty bizarre. The craziest thing that you know, a story you can't even make up. But later on, you hear stories like they would call them the green on blue attacks, where the Afghans would attack army soldiers on bases and stuff like that. Not surprised ever at all. Like it could totally happen. Our cultures are too different, so I'm not surprised at all. That escalated pretty quickly, and just by a hair, by the skin of my teeth, got out of there without some sort of massive um, international crisis.